Hi, good morning from London, England to you viewers all over the world. Whether you're watching in Vietnam, shout out to the Vietnamese. Shout out to Costa Rica again. Shout out to Nigeria again. Shout out to Botswana. Shout out to Eritrea. Shout out to Malawi again. Shout out to my viewers in Saudi Arabia. Shout out to my viewers in Germany. Shout out to my viewers in the United States of America. Shout out to my viewers in North Macedonia. Shout out to my viewers in Bahamas. Shout out to my viewers in Jamaica. Shout out to my viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. Shout out to my viewers in Pakistan. Shout out to my viewers in India. Can I shout out my viewers in Argentina? Can I shout out to my viewers in Paraguay? Can I shout out my viewers to Jordan? Can I shout out to my viewers in Hawaii? It don't matter where you're watching. This is your host, your guy himself. Yes, the Hello Weekend t-shirt is the Hello Weekend t-shirt is on. Yes, from your guy, your man himself, DLG Reppin. And I'm bringing you the latest football content. I'm bringing you my review of Arsenal's epic victory over Benfica. It finished Arsenal 3, Benfica 2. It finished 4-3 to Arsenal on aggregate. And I'll tell you what, I'm definitely going to do my review of the game. And I'll tell you something. We just about deserve to go through over two legs, and I'll tell you what, the first half of that game, what was I going to say? The first half of that game, that was shocking. It was a good start. I don't think we played that particularly well. We started off on the front foot in the first 10-20 minutes. But before I tell you, we were just passing the ball about for the sake of passing the ball about, spinning around in circles, sidewards and backward passing, times that we were slow. And I'll tell you what, Bukayo Saka, I didn't think he had the best of games, but he created 2 assists. The first assist was for Aubameyang to chip the goalkeeper, and it was a good through ball. Other than that, we shot ourselves in the foot. I thought for the first 40 minutes, our best player of that first half was Dani Ceballos, and then after that 40 minutes, he had a complete nightmare of a performance. Oh, a complete calamity nightmare. I was watching the watch along. Again, I was watching the watch along to see the reaction of the AFTV regulars, and I'll tell you something for free. I have never heard Robbie swear so much on the watch along since he started it. Shout out to yourself, Robbie Lyle, because I felt the way you felt. And even when I'm doing my videos, Robbie, I try not to swear. Shout out to Lee Judges, shout out to Ty, shout out to Kelechi and Lee Judges, who had an argument. But I am going to be honest. I'm going to agree with what Lee Judges said here. Ceballos made a mistake. Leno should not really come out that far. He should not really come out too far. Just come out at a point where you closing the angle down for him and make it hard for him. But he made it too easy for him, Leno. And I'll tell you what, the player ratings I'm going to give, I'm going to have to I've really thought about it all last night. And I'll tell you something. I'll look at that first team again. Let me just flip the script. Do bear with me. I'll look at my first team again, and I'll tell you. It was a poor night for the defence, especially in the second half. And we conceded that stupid goal, and then inspired by Kieran Tierney's leadership, and I didn't think he had. You know what? He didn't have too bad of a game. he got into the final third, getting those crosses in, but not once did these crosses found a red and white shirt. But yeah, you can see what he was trying to do. On the other side, Bellerin, defensively, well, he was missing at times. And offensively, the crosses were poor delivery. Poor delivery. There was one cross I remember. He's whipped it in, and Aubameyang has jumped as high as he could possibly jump. It was just damn too high for him. But nevertheless, we've got the job done, and it's more relief than happiness, should I say. We're through to the last 16. The draw, well, the whole thing starts on BT Sports at 12 o'clock, but the draw don't start till 1 o'clock, I believe. Football and Arsenal fans in particular, let me know the time of the draw. Please confirm that for me. I'll be waiting to hear from your confirmation. I'll be waiting to hear from you, your reaction about the game, your views, and your opinions about last night's game. And Benfica fans, if you've got anything to comment about, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Share to your friends and your family, please. Please smash that subscribe button. Smash the thumbs up like button for me. And please smash that subscribe button for me, please. That's myself and I, DLG Reppin. Other than that, let's get into the player ratings. Bird Leno. We had no chance with that free kick by Rafa Silva. Top draw, top bins. What can you say? We had no chance with that free kick. It was a good free kick. I kind of fought him. I fought him for the goal. I think he takes the blame for. He will take not the full blame. Danny Ceballos takes the whole blame for that goal. I'm going to get onto him later on, but with Leno, I think with the rush, he saw the mistake and he rushed out too quickly. He was never gonna get nowhere near the ball. He was better off to stay about. He was better off staying about 5, 6, 7 yards off his line before he can consider challenging Rafa Silva and trying to stop him from scoring. 6, just a 6. I don't wholly blame him for the goal. I blame Danny Ceballos, and I will get onto him. Right back Bellerin. I didn't mind him running with the ball and drifting into midfield, but for me, I suppose he didn't have too much of a bad game. His crossing from a defensive point of view was poor. He was never going to find a red and white shirt with those crosses. Awful with his crossing. Showed a lot of heart, which is the minimum we ask every Arsenal player to do as fans. He showed a lot of heart. If I'm going to mark him out of 10, this is a difficult one. Well, from a defensive point of view, it was a shambles in the second half, and he was part of that defence. 5, to be honest. David Luiz, the stupidest things he was doing on the ball, and when he had to defend certain crosses and set pieces, especially crosses from open play, he was fluffing about, playing dangerous passing. He was clearing it, but clearing it into dangerous situations, and it's like, just defend first, for crying out loud. Defend first. For me, in that second half, nah. Him and Gabriel Magalhaes, I'll get onto Magalhaes in a bit. But for me, David Luiz, 4. It was a poor night for our defence. Positioning wise, all over the place, like 6s and 7s. 4 out of 10. Gabriel Magalhaes, terrible. He's getting a 2. I don't believe I'm giving him a 2. He was terrible in that. You know what? In the first half, he was not bad. He had to defend well. I like the way that he shielded the ball, the old routine ball. Get your body between man and ball. He did that using his pace and his immense strength. The second half, he just faded. I'm going to give him he was just terrible. Touch. There was a moment in the first half. Dani Ceballos was right to have a go at him for missing a header. He was terrible. No, it was in the second half that incident happened where Ceballos had a real go at him. But for me, terrible. He had a terrible game. I'm going to give him a 3. Kieran Tierney. Defensively, he got himself. I'll tell you what, he got himself mugged off by this Benfica wingback or winger. He got in the wrong position. He got the wrong position. He's on the wrong side of his opponent, and he's got himself done on the outside. I'm like, I said it, watching it. I'm like, Tierney, he just mugged you off. He's just mugged you off on the outside, just like Mahrez mugged you off on the inside. But it never led to a goal. But my word, it was not comfortable to watch. Defensively, how can I analyze him defensively? Yeah, he did his part, I suppose. He did what he had to do in places, but offensively, again, his crossing was off key. First half and second half, second half he put in some good balls, good crosses in the second half where we didn't have an attacker to finish it off. And then there was other crosses in that second half, 2 or maybe 3 in particular that were just poor. Weren't his best game. I'm going to have to mark him 5 out of 10. Not for me. Right, the 2 in front of the midfield. Oh, Lord Almighty. Dani Ceballos, I'm starting off with. That first 40 minutes of that game, he was our best player. He was possibly on his way to winning the Man of the Match award. Second half, he had a nightmare. What was he doing for the second goal? Out of all the places he could have headed that ball, he headed it right into danger, causing Leonard to rush out. And I'm only giving Leonard a little bit of the blame because he didn't have to rush out that far. Again, that was poor defending again. From a defence point of view. Also in that second half of that game, we allowed Benfica to control the ball. And I forgot to say, we just couldn't lay a glove on them in the second half. And that midfield area was a pivotal part of it. We allowed too much space. And then in that second half, Dani Ceballos, it's as if he ran himself out of the game, out of the last 32 tie. Like, of the last 32 in that tie. And you know what, I can understand there's a lot of work to be done. For me, I would have given him higher marks, but because of that second half nightmare he had, I'm awarding him a 3 out of 10. Just simply unacceptable and not good enough based on this performance. 3 out of 10. Granit Xhaka. Well, he wasn't too bad. I suppose he wasn't that bad, but he wasn't the best performer in an Arsenal shirt. First half he was steady and solid. Second half he was all over the place. He was missing in the midfield. I'll give him a 5. If I'm being completely honest, 5 in that performance. And that's based on how Arsenal performed in that second half. And there was a spell where Granit Xhaka was missing. And not really doing enough defensively, Right, the 3 in front of the 2 of them. Bukayo Saka, now, he got 2 excellent assists. Other than that, he was not, the first 20, maybe 30 minutes, he was not in the game. I don't think he was in the game after the first 20 minutes. Throughout the whole game, he was not really in the game. He had a moment for himself where he got the outside of his defender and had a right-footed shot, but it was a poor executed shot. Just poorly executed. And then the 2 assists, amazing. But his overall performance, just not enough for me. I'm going to give him a 6. No. To be honest, I'm going to give him a 5.5. Didn't see enough. I didn't see enough for him to destroy the game. To actually cause... in the second half, he improved, actually. So I'm going to give him a 6. Martin Odegaard. This guy. He was showing glimpses. He was showing signs of trying to create something. And for me, well, he didn't really get to affect the game as such. And in the final, especially in the final third, I didn't think he was too bad in the final third. It was just that I feel for him in some senses because his teammates were not making the vital runs for him. I'm going to give Martin Odegaard a 6. On the left-hand side was Emile Smith-Rowe. Poor game. Just poor game. Decision-making. I question his first touch at times. His movement. And, he had a poor game. Decision making basically is the reason why I'm going to give him a 3. There was a moment where Saka tried to play a 1-2 with him, but he went backwards, and Saka had a good moan at him, and he was right to moan at him from a criticism, from a constructive critical point of view. Why do I give you the ball and I run into that space and you're not playing that 1-2 with me? That's what Saka's saying to him. I've made the effort to create a 1-2 and you've played it backwards. You need to focus. So for me, I'm going to give him... I don't want to be harsh on the guy, but I'll have to give him a 3. If you think I'm being harsh with the player ratings or you think that's just about right, leave it in the comment section below. The main man up the top, Aubameyang. I'll give him a 7 because he did try to chase the ball down in the first half and in the second half as well. He was working as hard as he can and he got his 2 goals as well. I don't think he did enough to spur the team on when we were 2-1 down. That was more Tierney with the goal, and it was a good strike by Tierney. I didn't expect that from him, but that's what we paid 25 million for. That's the reason why we paid 25 million for is because of his determination, his will to win, and his leadership. And for me, he should be our club captain one day. He will be our club captain one day. Mark my words. And rest assured. But that's enough about Tierney. I'm talking about Aubameyang here. I think it's one of his better games in terms of finishing in front of goal. He could have had a hat-trick, but he was just offside. Possibly in another day, or not, he might have had a hat-trick. I think he done just enough to get a 7, and I think he was our best player on the night. So I'm going to give him a 7. He could have done a little bit more, but he done as much as he could. Right, the substitutions. I know Willian and Partey came on. I'm going to start with Partey. He came on and made a difference for me. If I'm giving Aubameyang a 7... No, I'm going to give him a 6, actually. I'm going to change that from a 6 to a 7. Partey, you could see the difference he made. Completely got the ball, forward pass. Every time he had the ball, he would have one touch for control and the next touch is forward. And you could see he made a massive difference in the midfield. Thomas Partey, I'm going to reward him with a 7. He probably was our best performer. Willian, he got an assist. Worked as hard as he could. That was all he could do. I'm going to give him a. You know what? I have been giving this guy low marks for a number of weeks, but give credit where credit is due. He made an impact, but with the assist to Tierney, so 6. And I'm not his biggest fan. I like to reiterate this live on air. I am not his biggest fan, but he just about contributed to a 6. He just about gets a 6 from me. Who was the other substitutions? Lacazette. Maybe I call him Lacazette because I don't know what he was doing as such. I'll mark him a 5 out of 10. Callum Chambers and El Neni. Oh, El Neni. I'm looking at El Neni and I'm saying, well, he's a player that will always run around the pitch like a headless chicken because he's got the fitness to do so. But other than that, I don't see nothing from him. He just came on to make sure there was solidarity in the midfield. That's all it was. I'm not going to give him any marks. If you want to mark El Neni out of 10, then leave it in the comment section below. Callum Chambers, I'm not going to give him any marks. It was good to see him. Good to see him on the pitch again, but nah. Not for me. I'm not going to mark him down either. Mikel Arteta. Well, the defence was all over the place in that second half. Midfield was non-existent in that second half. And the creativity, well, I think that was our best feature in that whole game. I'm going to give him a 6. Not the best performance overall. For me, not the best performance. From a technical from his technical point of view on the touchline. What can I say about Mikel Arteta? I suppose he was I suppose with him he takes too long to bring on the substitutions. Now his first 2 substitutions were Willian and Partey. What was I going to say? Willian, he made an assist. I suppose that's all he done. As for Partey, he made sure there was assurance in that midfield. You know, that's what we paid the 45 million for. But for me, he needed. I'll give him a 6 because Martinelli. We were at 1-1, or 2-1. We were crying out for a Martinelli and a Nicola Pepe to come on. But nevertheless, we got back into the game, and I suppose he stood by his decision, and it paid off just about. But for me, it was a risk. It was a risk. It was a risk that could have gone horribly wrong. I'm going to give him a 6. The ref, I'll give him a 5. Didn't have too much to blow. There wasn't a bad tackle as I say again, nicely. There were some controversial moments with the VAR, with the two Aubameyang goals, but other than that, yeah, he refereed the game as reasonable as he could. So 5. So that comes to the end of my player ratings, my manager ratings and the ref ratings, and this is the end of it. So once again, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. I thank you for tuning in. And as I always say, thank you for putting up with me. It's been a marvellous pleasure talking to all you football fans all over the world. If you've got any suggestions, an opinion, a reaction, your thoughts of the game, let me know in the comment section below. Smash the thumbs up like button. Do help me by sharing this channel all over the world to your friends and your family. And please subscribe to DLG Reppin, which is myself and I only. Thank you once again. I'll be out of here. You take care. And peace, love and bless again as always. Have a nice day. Enjoy the sun if you're living out here in London, England. Go for a walk in the park. And be nice.